Today I'm going to be removing this large air layer from my Coll De Dame Noir tree. I placed this air layer on the tree back in July. We filmed part 1 to this video, and in part 1 we went through the process of all the steps to put the air layer on. And today we're going to remove it. We're going to pull the bucket off, see what kind of results we've gotten, and I'm going to plant it in a larger pot, and then I'll do some winter pruning. So the tree is completely dormant now. I've been checking it every few days and nicking the bark to see if there's any sap flow, and now it's pretty much slowed down. Today's November 20th, and we've had some good cold. I haven't pruned the trees yet inside the fig house, but we're getting really close. Some of them are dormant, completely dormant, no sap flow, and then others are still flowing a little bit, but we're almost there. So anyway, today we're going to take this off and I'm going to get right to it. So you saw in the first video I put these bricks underneath the tree to give us a little space so that we can get in here with our saw. It's going to make it nice and easy for us to take this off. We'll get these out of the way. We'll get our little irrigation line out of here. Put that where I'm not going to cut it. There's a little bit of roots coming out the bottom down there. So we'll get right into it. Now I'm going to cut this off flush with the bottom of the pot here. It's about a ½ an inch above a node. That's it. She's loose. You can see this thing grew quite a bit since July. Throughout the growing process, or the growing season I should say, I did pinch the tips for shape to get this to do a few splits here, and it looks like we got a good spread. I'll probably end up taking this off, and then I'll plant this. I'll angle it a little bit and plant this so that we have 4 scaffolding branches, and then I'll spread them out, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to take it out and bring it to the pot. All right, so the spread of this tree turned out really nice. I like this, but I am going to have to take this off, this branch. I'd like this to be a single leader here, at least from this far up, and then I'm going to split into the scaffolding. So I will be keeping all of these scaffolding branches. I'm going to cut them back some, but this one has to go. So take that off with the saw. We'll actually remove this small branch first. Take that off. And then cut this up nice and close here to the trunk. This for cuttings and whatnot. Here we go. So the big reveal. Let's see how we did. Oh, I hope there's some roots in here. Yep, we definitely rooted up nicely. Oh yeah, that will work just fine. So I do a lot of trees like this with these large containers, and I take them off in November once the trees go dormant. I did about 30 of these last year, and it works very well doing it this time of year. When you're taking these off and they're dormant, they just seem to do really well. You don't have to worry about the shock and all that stuff. These things, you just take them off, plant them, make sure you have a lot of soil, nice large pot, and then they wake up in the spring and no worries. Like I said, I did a bunch last year, probably about 30. I'm going to film another video over here where I'm putting in a hedgerow of ones that I made. So we'll be doing that later on today. But we're going to plant this right now, and then we'll prune it. So is it going to stay? It'll probably fall and knock the camera over, so I'll lay it down. So I've got some soil ready. This is a composted mix that we make here on the farm. I'll put a little bit in there. We'll spread out. if you guys like the videos and you find this content useful, please drop us a like. Let YouTube know that our content is of value. And if you'd like to see more, subscribe. Just get this in here. Push it down. And I want to make sure that this is as upright as I can get it. And centered. That's pretty good. Right. So when I'm done, I will water this a little bit. The medium here is, it's kind of damp, but I'll put a little bit of water in just to get the air pockets out. And then I'll store this with all the rest of my potted trees for the winter, where I protect them. That's about good. Now, I didn't go over the roots on this one because it wasn't pot bound. There was roots there. They were encircling, but they weren't crossing each other. So I'm not worried about it being root bound. So I didn't break it up. I really don't want to disturb the roots on these air layers unless they absolutely need it. Like if I had, this one was on since July, but if I had put it on, say like in the spring and taken it off now, it would have been completely like wrapping roots and everything. So I would have had to have gone in and broken some of those up, but this will be fine. All right. So let's do some quick pruning. So I pinched this when it was growing, and I got these splits here, and I'm going to keep these splits. I actually kind of like these splits even up all the way up here. So I'm going to cut this back to be about the same height. I'll just go right above the node that I want to be the new lead node on this branch. I'll go above it, like I go about a 1/4 inch above it. Cut it on an angle with the node. Just save these. And then over here, I'm going to do the same thing. And you know what? This branch right here in the middle, this is what happens sometimes when you're pinching for shape and you pinch too close to the bud. Like you take the tip off, but you do it really close to the bud. Sometimes it'll grow, what results is this thing, and it'll grow like straight up and it'll be a little funky down bottom. I'm actually going to remove this entirely and just have this be 3 scaffold branches. And then in the spring, if something sprouts from here, I might just like encourage that one and pinch these ones back for shape. But I'm going to take this off here. Here. All right, so that's about it. Now these Ys right here, oh, there is a little bit of sap still flowing. Oh well. These Ys right here, I'll probably have to put some branch spreaders in there in the spring and get these to open up a little bit more, and then I'm happy with it. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching.